Hey everybody, so this is just going to be a pretty quick video. We're going to be talking about getting to your destination. So at this point, you're at the airport, you've already gone through the whole process, you're standing outside the front of the airport with all your bags. Now you need to get to your arrival lodging, your hotel, your condo, your Airbnb, wherever it is you're going to be staying for whatever period of time. You need to get there. Really, like I'm saying, I just do not recommend you take metered taxis. It's just not the best option. You're going to be paying more money, too much chance of a scam. It's just, there are better choices. At the major airport, you're going to have Grab. That's going to be one of your second best option. You can go over there, show them the address from that printout you have of your destination, and they can say, okay, where you need to go, and make sure that the driver is going to know how to get there. They'll call the driver up. They'll give you a quote for exactly how much it's going to cost to get there. If you agree to it, they come out, pick you up, boom, take you there. It's quick and simple. The number one way that I recommend you getting there, though, is get somebody that you know and trust here in the Philippines that can serve as a driver, that can meet you here at the airport with a vehicle, help you load your luggage into the vehicle, and take you to your destination. This is just this. It is just so much easier because now you've got somebody you trust, somebody you know is going to be there waiting for you when you arrive. And the cool benefit of this as well is you don't have to worry about not having any cash because you can send them money in advance to where they can bring an envelope of cash to hand you when you arrive. Just as an example, I knew that when I was going to arrive, we're going to be late at night and we're going to have to pay for different expenses. So I sent Vina some money. I sent her, I think it was like $100 or something like that through MoneyGram. Not a whole lot of money, but it's enough to cover us for a while. That way she was able to go and get that money a couple of days before she had to go to the airport. So she already had all of that money in her purse. So that when I got there, she met me at the airport. We took a Grab to the hotel, to her condo. We already had all that money on hand. So we didn't have to worry about trying to go out and find money changers. We could use that money to pay our Grab driver and just to take care of anything else that we needed. You know, when we got to the condo, I had a lot of luggage. My legs were sore and stuff, so I gave a tip to one of the guys at the condo to carry my bags up for me. So having that actual peso, Philippine money, it was a lot of help, and it didn't cost more than just like a couple dollars for the MoneyGram fee to send it here. So I would highly recommend you look at that option. But getting to your destination, it's real simple. Make sure you have good directions that are printed out, preferably like turn by turn Google Maps type directions from the airport to your destination. So that way, if you have somebody that's not familiar with the location or just wants a little bit of extra assistance finding it, boom, you can show them that paper. They can see exactly where it is. They might know a shortcut or something, better way to get there, especially if you've got traffic problems, detours. But like if you're in a Grab, they're not going to charge you extra if they have to go another route. But just have that paperwork available. The other thing too is by having that printed out, if something's going on, you're having delays or whatever, you can always call up the condo because you'll have their number right there. You might not have Philippines SIM card yet, so you can't make calls. Your driver might be able to make a call to them. So just having all that information available is going to make it a little bit easier. The other thing you got to think about too is there can be quite a bit of traffic. So it really depends on where you're going. If you're traveling outside of Metro Manila, say for example, you're arriving in Manila, but you're going to be living in Subic. Okay, you arrive in Manila, you're looking at a couple hours ride, depending on your method. If you're arriving, it's going to be a little bit difficult to have all this luggage. Try to get to a bus depot and try to take a bus to Subic. If you've got a driver that's already set up with a car, they can just pick you up and just take you out to Subic that way. Same thing if you're going to be off in like Angeles City or Clark area. If you're going to be going up to like Baguio. Main thing is, depending on what time you're arriving, you might want to look into possibly having an alternate option. So if you're arriving in Manila and you're going to be going all the way up to, say, Baguio, you're going to be looking at a very long trip. you're going to be tired, you're going to have all your luggage. My personal recommendation, if you can afford it and it's not too much of a problem, find some cheap hotel there in Manila that you can go and stay the night, relax, just unwind and kind of get used to it. That way the next morning when you get up, then you're able to make that long ass trip up to Baguio or wherever you have to go. Same thing is if you arrive in Manila and you're going to be going to one of the other smaller islands where you have to take a ferry. It's just easier if you can to stay the night in Manila or somewhere in the area so that you can just crash, relax, have something to eat, and then the next day you can get up and take your trip to wherever you're going. But you don't want to stay too long. I mean, the main thing is you've got all your luggage. You want to get to your lodging to get that luggage to wherever you're going to go. The condos that you can rent, I mean, again, you're not going to be living at this location that you're going to. This is not your permanent address. This isn't where you're living. This is just your temporary lodging that you're going to be staying at while you're out doing your house hunting, where you're searching for your actual house, apartment, or condo where you're going to be living for a long period of time. So you don't want to worry about being too fancy or anything like that. This is just some kind of a temporary sleeping arrangement to crash for the night so you can go out the next day. For the lodging itself, some of them might also have their own shuttles. So even if you're staying at some place in Angeles City or Clark, there's a good chance that they have their own shuttle service that is willing to meet you at the airport, pick you up, and then take you all the way back to wherever it is that you're staying. So look into that. Those are options as well if you don't have another contact that you can arrange to meet you there. You can do the rental car. I just wouldn't recommend it. I mean, this is your first time arriving here. You've got all this luggage and stuff. You don't know your way around. It's just not the best option to just, boom, get a rental car. Now, back in the US, if I'm going to be, say, arriving one location, like say I arrive in LA, but I'm going to be staying in San Diego, yeah, I'm comfortable enough with the traffic and all that to where I would be okay renting a rental car right there at LAX and just driving to San Diego. But it's not going to be quite the same here. So you don't want to try and get a rental car here right after you arrive and go through all the hassle and paperwork and then something happened. So short video, but that's pretty much what we're looking at, is just getting to your destination safely and the best options. If you've got any questions about it, let me know. I'll try and provide information depending on where you're going to be arriving for things like for hire services, shuttle services, different drivers that you might want to get in contact with before you come over here, try and arrange things further. But if that's all something you're just not comfortable with, there's always the option to use Grab. We've been using Grab quite a bit, and they were always on time, zipping through traffic. They're not dangerous, but they drive with a purpose. So they're not just waiting while the meter runs up. They're trying to get you there so they can get their next person. So hopefully this has been helpful, even though it's a shorter video. Thanks for watching.